Recorded Books and One Click Digital present Shadows by E.C. Blake, narrated by Elizabeth Morton, and directed by Angel Morality Dotson.
Chapter 1. The Stranger from the Sea. The mask gleamed white against the dark surface of Mara's workbench, like a pearl in an ebony box. It looked perfect, priceless, a masterwork of the Maskmaker's craft. And it was completely, totally, fatally wrong. "It looks good," Prella said from behind her. The other girl, the same age as Mara, 15 but smaller, had taken to spending all her free time hanging around Mara, ever since Mara had saved her life by healing her with magic after she'd suffered a terrible injury. Mara understood that and ordinarily was rather touched by it, but she would have been just as happy not to have a witness to her repeated failures. Like this one. "It isn't," she growled. "Watch." She reached out and poked the mask's gleaming cheek. As though her touch had infected the shining face with some terrible disease, the mask cracked at that point, and kept on cracking, a spiderweb of black lines spreading out across all of the shining surface until the entire mask abruptly fell apart into dust and flinders. Prella gasped. "Oh!" Mara gazed glumly at the ruined mask. She didn't even swear, this time. She'd used up her entire vocabulary of obscenities, of which a childhood spent playing in the streets of Tamita had given her a surprising number. The first, 12 times? Something similar had happened. Although at least this one had looked like a mask. The first half dozen had looked more like something intended to frighten small children. She lifted her gaze from the crumbled clay and stared out through the narrow slit of the window cut through the rock wall above the bench. Her work chamber was on the topmost level of the secret city, a long climb from the broad way that ran from the main entrance down to the underground lake that was the city's source of water. From up here, she looked straight across the big horseshoe of the cove into whose walls the city was carved, all the way to the cliff on the far side. Snow glistened on the trees that capped it, white as the failed mask had been before it crumbled. 6 weeks had passed since she had returned to the secret city from the disastrous attempt to rescue her friend Katya.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?